So the first two on the top, one would be iliohypogastric nerve. And then number two is the ilioinguinal. These two nerves branch off L1 and L2, and so they need to both be present in the cadaver for me to make sure I know that nerve is the nerve that it is. And so if only one is there, then I can't tell which nerve it is because they come off the same point, okay? And I remember that this is iliohypogastric for gastric, the stomach, and then ilioinguinal because of the inguinal nerve, it should be a little bit lower. Using the psoas major again, the nerve that's coming from behind the psoas major would be the lateral femoral cutaneous. And so it goes long and towards the ASIS, and then it'll come down the lateral side of the femur. And so anatomists are not creative, use the name to figure out where it would be, okay? Piercing out of the psoas major is the genitofemoral. And so I don't believe you have geno in your lab manual, but you do need to know femoral. And so you'll see genitofemoral, and then when it branches, still inside this pelvic cavity here is the femoral nerve. So you could pin it up here. And so if you have this split, you know that this would be femoral. And then when it crosses the inguinal ligament, it's still femoral, number 6 here. And then a branch off of femoral would be saphenous. Over here, when I look at the cadaver, I see inside the two psoas majors and this hole in here would be the obturator nerve. Okay, I'm gonna move down. And then I'm going on the back side here, okay? I just brought more information so you can keep connecting from the ones up top. And then please feel free to take a screenshot again. So what we have here is the sciatic nerve. And then again, those divisions, if he's pinning it, you know that this is just going to be called sciatic because you're not going to be able to split it to be able to call the divisions that we just talked about for hamstrings. But once we get to the knee, they split. And so number 2, more lateral, is the fibular nerve, right? Here's the fibula, so I know it's fibular nerve. And then this one will be tibial nerve because here's the tibia, okay? The tibial nerve goes all the way down towards the medial malleolus, and then it splits on the bottom of the foot and becomes medial and lateral plantar nerve, really similar to medial and lateral plantar artery, okay? And then if I come back here up to 2, it splits, and the splitting, I brought it over here so you can see it better. So here's 2, this common fibular, it splits. 1 is the superficial fibular, and then 7 here would be deep fibular nerve. And then there's another one here, and you don't need to know the name of the 2 little branches that one is branching off common fibular and one is branching off tibial. You don't need to know those names, but they come together and they make the sural nerve. And then I'm going to come back up. Here at 11, we have so like it would be like the piriformis is here, and I just peeled back the gluteus maximus, and that's how you're going to see this nerve. And so this is the superior gluteal, and this is the inferior gluteal. This right here, students usually call the nerve sandwich, and that is number 4 is the obturator internus nerve, the nerve obturator internus. The red one is artery, and so that is the internal pudendal artery. And then number 5 is the pudendal nerve. And then I just brought in some pictures again so you can start to see some other nerves that we have not talked about, and it's going to be a little bit further in the session, but just so you can start to recognize it. So the subcostal nerve goes to the abdominal muscles, but they're above the iliohypogastric ilioinguinal. And then this is the sympathetic trunk, and so that is something you'll also sometimes see in the cadaver lab too. You won't see all the network here because that usually gets pulled once they do the dissection, but you will sometimes see the sympathetic trunk there. Okay? Does anybody want to take a picture again of anything I just showed?